Hi everyone, my name's Ellie McLennan. I'm a PhD student at the University of St Andrews, where I'm being supervised by Mark James, who many of you will know from both this and the CIFIDS projects. So as part of my research, I've been involved in designing and developing the Western Isles Early Adopters Trial app, which is now available to download. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to give a very brief overview of where and how you can download the app, some of the key features and functionalities of this, and the types of data that you will be able to log through the app. So if you're involved in the pot limitation trial, you'll automatically be sent an invitation to download and start using the app, but it is available to download now on both Android and iPhone. So if you just go to your relevant app store on your phone, search for the Western Isles Early Adopters Trial. This is the icon that you're looking for, and you can download it for free there. Depending on your phone, you might be asked to agree to certain security policies before downloading the app, and before you're able to use the app, you will be asked to accept a data protection and privacy agreement, and that basically covers the sort of how, where and why your data is being collected, stored and used. I've included some contact details at the end of this, so if you've got any questions or concerns about any aspect of the data or anything else that I'll cover in the next few minutes, please do get in touch and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. So once you've downloaded the app and you open up on your phone, this is the screen that you'll be met with. So there's various tabs within the app, and I will just run through each of these in turn to give you just a quick overview of what's included in each one and what kind of data you can submit through each tab as well. So if we start at the bottom with the About This App tab, when you open this, it just gives a very brief introduction to what the app is and why it's been developed, and also the types of data that we are hoping you will share with us through the app. So this information is all included in the app stores before you download the app, but it's also in the app in case you want to refer back to it at any time. If we jump up one to your details, in this tab you'll be asked to fill in just some very brief information about your fisheries office, which you can select from a drop-down menu, your vessel and your home port. When you save these details, they'll be logged in the app, so you only need to fill in this tab once. If we jump up to the catch tab, so in this tab, this is where you can log your catches for each fishing trip. So you'll be asked to select from a drop-down menu your target species. If you're targeting more than one species, that's absolutely fine. You can just add each one as a separate entry. You'll also be asked for the total number of that species that you caught, the total number that you retained, so just minus any that were returned. And when you hit record catch, that record will be time-stamped and it will be stored within the app. Ideally, it would be great if you could fill in this tab after each fleet that you haul. I appreciate that might not always be feasible or practical. So at a minimum, if you could fill this in for each day's fishing, that would be great. And the reason for that is we'll then be able to match the catch for a certain day to the vessel track for that given day as well, and we can estimate from those records total catch, total landings and overall fishing effort. So again, if you are able to fill in this for every fleet that you haul, that would be ideal, that would be fantastic. But if not, if you could do this on a daily basis, that would be great. So if we go down one to the form entries, this is where you can enter all the information that's required for your Fish One submissions. So when you open this tab, there's the option to create a new entry. When you do that, you'll be asked to select what date you're referring to. So here you can do this retrospectively. So you can log fishing trips that you've done earlier in the week, for example. So if you pick a date, you'll be asked to pick the fishing area on the map. You'll then be asked to fill in various fields, most of which can be done using a drop-down menu. And there's additional free text box for the number of pots you hauled overall and any additional detail, for example, who you landed your catch to. When you save that entry, all of your entries will be logged in the app, and when you've completed all of these for your different target species and your different days fishing for that given week. You can then click on generate form. When you do that, if you have already completed the your details section of the app, a lot of these fields will be pre-populated, and it will include all of these entries that you've put in. If you then click generate spreadsheet, this will create an Excel spreadsheet in the same format as with all the necessary details that are needed for your Fish 1 forms. But please do be aware that in this version of the app, although generating the spreadsheet will transmit this information to the secure servers at St Andrews University, it won't send this information to your fisheries office, so you still need to do that. But once you've generated the form, you can save that as a file on your phone and then either just simply attach it to an email and fire that off to your local fisheries office, or if you'd rather, you can save it and print it off, and then you could submit a physical copy of these forms to your fisheries office. So yeah, please just be mindful of that, that just by entering this information in the app, it won't go to Marine Scotland. You'll still have to do that additional step. So the next tab is the wildlife observation. So this is the tab that I would be particularly grateful if you'd be willing to use and fill in whenever you have sightings of big marine wildlife, so whales, dolphins, porpoise, sharks, turtles. So in this tab, you can select the type of animal that you've seen from a drop-down menu, and then you can take it down to a species level. For each of these drop-down menus, there is an other or unknown option. So if you're not quite sure what you've seen, that's absolutely fine. Or if you've seen something, so for example, like a sunfish or a type of whale that's not listed here, there's a free text box that will appear that you can type that information into. You'll then be asked to log the number of animals that you saw, the time and location that you saw these animals. So again, you can do this retrospectively if it's something that you've seen the previous day or earlier in that week, for example. There's a drop-down menu for behaviour, so this allows you to select what the animal was doing or what the animals were doing when you saw them. So for example, feeding, bow riding, breaching, interacting with the gear, approaching your vessel, etc., etc. And then there's a free text box if there's anything else that you'd like to add in, any more details. There's also a live link to the project email address. If you happen to get any photographs or videos of the animals that you're seeing and are willing to share those, I would be really, really grateful if you would send those to this email address as well, and that'll just help to validate these records. So for every time you click record observation, it will log all your sightings, and again you'll be able to go back to these at a later date and look back over what you've seen on previous trips. The last tab is for unmarked creels. So if you are within the pot limitation trial area and you see fleets that either aren't marked or perhaps are don't belong to a vessel that you recognise as being involved in the trial, you can record these. So when you open this tab, you'll be asked to select on the map your position or the position that you've seen this unmarked gear, and then there's a free text box as well, so you can add any more details about this sightings if you'd like to. Once you click record, that will again log this information, and that will then be forwarded on to Marine Scotland. So that's just a very quick run through of the app. If you have any questions or concerns or any problems downloading the app or anything like that, please do get in touch. This top email address is the kind of general project email that you can contact us on, or if you've got something specific you'd like to ask, or you'd like to speak to either Mark or myself individually, you can contact us both. These are our email addresses and you can get in touch at any time. Okay, thank you.